see us good because it's really, really sunny here in our classroom. So we see you, but maybe the sun will block the image.
Okay. Well,
But
the weather here is very rainy and cloudy today.
really, it's really, really sunny here. So maybe you can only see my black head if I'm not wrong. And it's 24 Celsius degrees. I don't know how much in Fahrenheit that is, but it's really, really hot. It's almost summer.
And that's the way it is here. Today the high is like 60 degrees Fahrenheit because we measure in Fahrenheit, but it's pretty, it's not real hot. It's very nice, isn't it, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna play baseball.
Excellent. So the winter is over.
Oh, yes, ma'am. It is here as well.
Excellent. We haven't we missed you. That's what I wanted to say. We missed you a lot. We also had our Easter and spring break. So we are really excited that we are going to talk again.
We missed you as well. We enjoyed spring break. All my students, of course, they enjoyed their time relaxing and all, as I'm sure yours has. But we're ready to get back and finish school. We only have about 34 days left.
Oh, really? So it's is it time for finals?
We have that in 2 weeks.
Okay, excellent. Well, finals time is also here in Croatia. We have how many days till the end of the class, till the end of the school? 2 months. So 45 days, and then we are done with this school year.
Okay. So y'all get out about the end of June?
Yes, in the June, around 15th of June. Then we are definitely over with this school year. I would like some of your students to tell me more about Easter holidays or spring break. What did you do?
Sports. Sports.
Excellent. What kind of sport?
Baseball. Baseball, soccer, turkey hunting.
Excellent. Baseball. That sounds so nice. Baseball isn't really popular here in Croatia. We like football more, but that's great. So you're very active. You were very active during your spring break.
It's also a time that a lot of our students go on vacation. They go to tourist attraction places that we're going to talk about today. So they spend time with the family. And a lot of them do, like in April, the month of April here in our state of South Carolina is the only month you can actually turkey hunt here.
Legally.
Okay, I think we heard about turkey hunt. That's when you have to chase the turkeys, or?
We sit in a line, and then you call, and we call, and we just get to talk a good conversation, and when they come up, we blast them.
Did you understand that?
I would like one student to explain me. I hear many voices, but can one student please explain what you did?
On spring break, I was turkey hunting. Got to 5:30 every morning, and we went down there and we set up a big old line. And then you sit there and you call them towards you. And once they get in within 30 to 10 yards, then you shoot.
And let me explain what a blind is. They wear camouflage, and so that the turkeys don't see them. So they wear face paint. They're totally camouflaged in with the trees and all. And they sit there and they call the turkeys and they wait for them to come to them. And then they'll shoot when they get close.
Okay, I understand now. I think I heard for that custom, if I can say so, but I really didn't know what it is about. It sounds really fun.
It is. Most people enjoy it. So.
And do you have Easter customs? For example, here in Croatia, we paint eggs.
Yes, Owen, would you like to talk on that? Yes. Owen, stand up. And Owen, I need you to get, I need you back up.
Hey, get right here. Come on.
Easter, what we do?
No, we go to the grocery store. This is squirrel.
How do you celebrate Easter?
We got eggs and we eat.
We
got eggs and we eat.
Yeah, we have egg hunts. Yes, we do Easter egg hunts. It's like where people hide eggs and then like kids run out there with Easter egg baskets and pick them up, and then whoever gets the most and gets the golden egg, and they win. And then there's some moonlight.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. We also have something like Easter egg hunt. We also hide eggs around, and then kids have to search for them. And but usually we just paint them and eat them afterwards. And I will now invite some of my students to tell you what classic Croatian Easter lunch is. So what people eat during lunch. Ko bi pričao? Borna likes cooking, so he will explain what food we eat during Easter. So maybe you don't see him because of the sun here, but this is Borna here, and he will tell you about the food we eat during Easter.
We eat lamb.
We eat lamb, then
Boiled eggs.
Boiled eggs.
Ham.
Then we eat ham. Usually we have to cook ham before we eat it, and then
French salad.
French salad. It's a special kind of salad with lots of mayonnaise in it and with lots of vegetables. Onions, also onions.
Bread.
And special sorts of special sorts of really sweet bread. We call it pinsa. It's traditional bread, so it's more of sweet bread than salty bread. And usually our Easter lunches are very, very rich, and we eat a lot. Sometimes sometimes we eat so much that we can breathe. This year we had the same problem. We ate so much that we were just rolling around after the lunch.
Now, is it your custom that you get together with your family and celebrate Easter?
Yes.
Yes. Borna says it's a custom. How many of your family members were there on Easter?
5, 6.
5, 6. So yeah, traditional family. Sometimes we invite even our grandparents and distant relatives. So yes, Easter lunch is a family lunch. So it's always very, very cheerful and very happy.
And do you also, like here, our custom is to go to church, like sunrise services, and dress up in our best dresses, like when we all get new clothes, and we go to church, and then we have the big Easter dinner afterward. You all do that as well?
Yeah, and dresses up very fancy.
Yes, and
Yes.
John Boy said, and he's right, his mama dresses him up really fancy on Easter.
Well, that's really, really nice. We also dress up, of course. We have to be clean. Our clothes has to be ironed, and then we go to church with our families. And Borna also said he didn't know how to say it in English. But we have a custom that sometimes we bring food in the church, and a priest or a minister has to bless the food. And then that food is also served during the Easter lunch. I don't know if you know for that custom.
We do that. Some of our churches do that. I think it's all based on which church you go to, but they do. And a lot of ours, we call it the Lord's Supper, where actually we partake in the eating of bread and the drinking of it's not wine, but we use grape juice in our churches, and the preacher blesses it, and then we all partake at it at the same time.
Yes, it's very similar here. I also think it depends on the region, but most people, the customs are almost the same as yours. So, and it's really, really nice. I like Easter because it has that special feeling of unity, and family members are around, and everyone is happy. So, and the weather is nice, of course. So that's why we like Easter. Did you do anything else? Do you also have some activities during your spring break? Did you travel somewhere? Did you go around?
Okay, well, a lot of us did. I did. I went to the coast. I went to Myrtle Beach, which is in South Carolina, and we lay out on the beach and enjoy great food and get a suntan, because we all love our tans. In fact, I have someone, who's my group that has pictures of the beach?
Me and Answer.
Will you grab that and just let them see? And we'll show you some of the things that we enjoy. All right, just go there in front of the camera and show it real close. And at the beach, like I said, it's miles and miles of beaches. Todd is going to show you some pictures.
Okay, don't you hold it up?
Yeah, just hold it.
Well,
Can you see that?
Yes, it's great. It looks like Florida or something like that.
It is very similar to Florida. It is very, and they have amusement parks and the big hotels. So yeah, it is. It's a vacation, one of our tourist attractions here in South Carolina.
Excellent. I really didn't know that you have so many beaches around. I mean, in South Carolina. Usually, we go to the beach only during summertime. We have our Adriatic Sea, and then all the people from the continent go to the seaside, and then they enjoy there. But during Easter holidays, we usually stay at home. So lucky you, it really looks nice.
Well, thank you, thank you. Anson, he did some research for us. Oh,
Okay.
All right, but we got just a little bit of statistics on how often people visit our beach and for the purpose.
all right. To get to Myrtle Beach, it is 4 hours and 14 minutes, or 3 hours and 57 minutes without traffic. And we swim, have fun, play games, shop, and eat over there. And we go to Myrtle Beach because of the affordability, entertainment, to get a tan, and most of all, to have fun. And fish. Yeah, and fish. How about you?
Did you hear that, Ida?
Yes, I heard it all, and it really sounds exciting. You have lots of, how can I say, a lot of things to do on the beach. For example, on our beach, you only have water and beaches. We don't have so many amusement parks. I like amusement parks a lot. That would be a nice time there, but we don't have them. But Borna has a question for you.
Are your beaches mostly made of stone or sand?
Sand.
Okay, so sand beaches.
Which one do y'all have?
We usually have stone beaches, but somewhere in Dalmatia, on our coast, you can also find sand beaches, but they're very rare. Usually they are made of stone.
So you can't walk barefoot on your beaches.
No. I mean, doctors say it's healthy, but I usually don't walk on the stones. You usually wear flip-flops or some light shoes, but yes, it's quite dangerous to walk on those stones. But as I said, some beaches which are very isolated, they are made of sand. Yes, but I see that your beaches are really, really comfortable.
Oh, they really are. In fact, the sand gets so hot during the summertime, it's hard to walk on them barefoot, but it is nice, especially when the water comes up. So we really enjoy our beaches here.
Excellent. Did you prepare some other tourist attractions that you visit?
We did, and we're going to spin off from what you said about your amusement parks. We're going to show you one that really, it's really neat because, and you may have heard about it, it's called Carowinds. It's in the state of North Carolina and South Carolina. It's in both states. It's kind of neat. And it's about an hour drive for us to get there, so we visit there quite frequently. But Carson, if you'll share that with her. Yes. We actually have, it has a roller coaster that is in both states.
And
okay.
You can be in 2 states at once. The new one is this one. This one right here. It's the called the Fury 325. It's the biggest roller coaster in the Mideast and fastest. And then you have the second one, the second fastest and tallest in the Mideast, the Intimidator.
Oh God, yeah, it's excellent.
And the tallest one is 325 foot on the first drop.
It's brand new. It just opened like last week.
And then you have a map of the whole place right up here, all the rides, and then the water park, one of my favorite ones. But we never get to go.
Excellent, but it looks so dangerous and exciting at the same time. I have a student here, and I will ask her to tell you. Her name is Thea. She didn't speak, she didn't talk to you before because she was ill for quite some time, but now she will tell you where we will go next month. We will go to
Gardaland.
We will go to Gardaland. Where is it? Where is Gardaland situated?
In Italy.
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 It's in Italy, and it's actually an amusement park at Lake Garda. That's why it's called Gardaland. And we as a class are going to visit Gardaland, and there are also many roller coasters, but Intimidator is definitely the biggest I saw. So we will have fun there. I wanted to ask, are underage children allowed to use Intimidator?
You have to be 56 inches to ride, 54. 54, not right.
You are, it's not about age, it's about height.
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand.
So anybody can ride it, but now the Intimidator is one of the biggest ones, but now it's the Fury 325 that is the biggest one so far. So I'll have to send you a link to that and let your students actually see the video and all that comes with it. It's pretty fascinating.
Excellent. We would like to see it, definitely. Do you have some other sites for us?
We do. We have the mountains. And what we did is we focused on things that was around us within traveling distance. The beaches is probably the furthest distance, but like mountains and Carowinds is within an hour's distance from us. So who has the mountains? But can we ask you a question about when you go to Italy, how long does it take you to get there?
3 hours.
3 hours. No, more. It will take us, I think, around 5 hours. So we will travel early in the morning, and then we will probably start our travel at 5 o'clock in the morning, and around 9 or 10 we will be in Italy, in Verona. Verona is probably a very famous city. Maybe you heard about it. It's the city of Romeo and Juliet. So it's famous from Shakespeare's play. So we will. Yes.
We have, in fact, right now in social studies, we're studying Rome and Italy. And tell us how you travel there. Is it by boat, or do you travel by road through the mountains? Because from what we've been studying about Italy, there's lots of terrain and mountain areas.
We travel by bus.
We will travel by bus, as Thea said, and it's not going to be a long trip. But yes, I agree that Italian towns and cities are really beautiful. Verona is famous for really big amphitheater, and we will buy a postcard for you and send it from Italy so you can see how beautiful that town is. And then after visiting Verona, we will go to Gardaland and have fun on the roller coasters. Although I won't be riding the fastest and the highest, I will use those smaller ones.
I agree, Ida. I'm not one for the big ones either. But we'll go to the mountains. Luke and Ethan, they'll share with you.
Here's a picture of the mountains. That's on the top of the mountain.
Yes, there is a flag also, American flag. Wow, it looks beautiful.
Well, some interesting facts about where this is it's in the city of Gatlinburg in Tennessee.
Not this.
Well, not that one, but the one I'm going to talk about. But some of the mountains near Gatlinburg were formed between 200 and 300 million years ago, which is one of the oldest mountains in the world.
Wow, I didn't know that.
70 miles of the whole Appalachian Mountains, which starts in
Appalachian starts in North Carolina and goes all the way to Tennessee.
North Carolina all the way to Tennessee, which it actually is 70 miles of it, of all of the 2,178 miles, is in the Smoky Mountains, which is in Gatlinburg.
Wow, I heard for Smoky Mountains. Yes, I heard for it. Can you please repeat how tall the mountain is?
Oh, he doesn't have that.
It was just how much of the Appalachian is for Smoky Mountains. How much of
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
And that, Ida, when they go to the mountains, it's usually a day trip. They can make it in a day and just make the day of it and then come back home. That's how close it is.
Is it a national park?
yeah.
Again, it's not really a national park, not like Yosemite and those other ones. They have theme parks there, like the Carowinds, like they have Jellystone, they have Dollywood, they have theme parks there as well. Then we've got one more student, he did the Appalachian Mountains.
Uh-huh.
It takes about 100 miles or 2 hours to get there. In winter, people ski, go tubing and ice skate. In summer, people go water rafting and hiking. And we go there because of the beauty of the Appalachian Mountains. And there's beauty festivals and it's fun.
Okay, thank you. And tell me, I didn't hear, but can you ride a horse there? You know, like a cowboy or something like that?
You can. That's just not typical of us. Usually when we go there, we hike the mountains, hike the trails. We visit the theme parks. It's going on when we go. Like for the winter, they do a lot of skiing, snow tubing type. And then during the summer, they do the theme park or basically just picnic in the area and hike.
Oh, really, really nice. Really. We don't have many mountains here in Zagreb. We only have one. It's not really interesting to mention it, but Sven here, you already met Sven. He will now read you something completely different. Okay. In Croatia, we have one town. It's called Split, and it's on the Adriatic coast, so it's very, very near the sea. And in that town, we have a really special palace because it's from Roman times. And now, I will, in a couple of minutes, I will bring you the model of the palace. I have it here in school. And meanwhile, Sven is going to explain you everything about this palace, and then I will show it to you.
So the palace is called Diocletian's Palace, and that's an ancient palace built by the Roman Emperor Diocletian at the turn of the 4th century AD, that today forms the center of the city of Split. While it is referred to as a palace because of its intended use as the retirement residence of Diocletian, the term can be misleading as the structure is massive and more resembles a large fortress. About half of it was for Diocletian's personal use, and the rest housed the military garrison. Diocletian built the massive in preparation for his retirement on 1st of May 305 AD. It lies in a bay on the south side of a short peninsula running out on the Dalmatian coast. For 4 miles from Salona, the capital of the Roman province of Dalmatia. After the Romans abandoned the site, the palace remained empty for several centuries. In the 7th century, nearby residents fled to the walled palace in an effort to escape invading Slavs. Since then, the palace has been occupied with residents making their homes and businesses within the palace basement and directly in its walls. This palace is today with all the most important historical buildings in the center of the city of Split.
So I brought the model. It's made by the students, but I'm not sure if you can see it. It's really, we have so much light in here, so I will try to somehow put it in the camera so you can see it. This is the palace Sven was talking about. So in here, the Roman emperor built this place in Split, and in here, where my hand is, there is his tomb. So he was buried here when he died. And today it is a tourist attraction. Many people live in the palace, and it also has many basements. You can enter the basements, they're very cold. So it's really, it's good to go to the basements during summer because they're colder. Temperature is colder than outside of the palace. And there is also a very beautiful church, now Catholic church. You can see it on the model because it's Catholic. It was built after the period of Roman Empire. And I don't know how to say it. It's a palace we are most proud here in Croatia. Because, for example, there are also some stores. You have a Nike store in the palace. And tourists love to buy Nike tennis shoes in the Roman store. You can see all Roman artifacts in stores where you can buy tennis shoes, for example. So it's a nice mixture of modern and ancient times.
That's nice. We can see that very well. Okay, I've got a question for you. Maybe you all do. Like the population within that, within the walls. Like, I mean, are they free to travel in and out?
Yes, of course. Yes, they can travel in and out as much as they want. So it's nothing like a prison. It's quite open. It's about 400 people living in there. I would say 400 people. The palace has very small apartments. They are all very ancient, but some people invested a lot of money to renovate the walls and to renovate the interior. So some of the apartments there are also quite very expensive and very nice. So don't imagine it as something really, really old and wet and dark. Some people invested so much that those apartments are selling for a lot of money.
Okay, so you can actually buy the apartment.
Yes, yes, you can. You can. I mean, you really have to be rich, but some apartments are available. You just have to get used to the fact that they are quite small. You have small rooms, small kitchen, but the view on the sea, for example, from these apartments is very, very nice. So you can see the Adriatic Sea from the palace.
Okay, so do some people rent those apartments out? Because I know here in our custom, we rent apartments, and what we usually do, and I don't know how you are American dollars, but it's usually at least $500 a month to rent those apartments.
I don't think that people are renting them. They're either living in them because they got those apartments from their families, or they are selling the apartment. So I don't think renting is possible, but it's also, those apartments are also very expensive. And yes, I can say that rents in Croatia is also very high. I don't know how much in dollars, I can check that out. But yes, our rents are also very expensive here.
All right, I know my students are wondering, within that community, you said you had a Nike store, and you can see that our students are very supportive of Nike and like Under Armour, those brands. Do you have restaurants like McDonald's or Burger King within that?
I will ask someone to talk about McDonald's. For example, in this town where the palace is in Split, I think you also have McDonald's. In Zagreb, how many McDonald's we have? How many? A lot, they say. So I know at least for 4. And although my students claim that they are living very healthy lifestyle, they like to eat in McDonald's. And Sven will tell you, he wanted to explain that we have other food chains also. Which one?
So we have Kentucky Fried Chicken chains in Zagreb and in all the major cities across the country.
Yes, so they also like Kentucky Fried, for example. They go there often.
Yeah.
Do your students like to eat in McDonald's or Kentucky Fried?
Oh yeah. Well, we just had an incident with Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's bad.
Really? What kind?
I forgot they just reopened it. Never mind.
I think they remodeled it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was remodeled.
Yeah, but Ty has a question for you.
Okay.
We have chicken and stuff. Do y'all have the same kind of stuff in McDonald's like that?
Yes. I think that the food in our McDonald's is quite the same and similar in like the food in the States, if that was your question.
Y'all have Happy Meals?
Happy Meal? Do we have Happy? Yes. The students are saying we have Happy Meal. They like to eat it. We have, for example, those desserts, McFlurry. Even I like McFlurries, and sometimes I go there just for McFlurries. And I like, for example, French fries. The French fries from McDonald's are really, really nice. I like to eat them.
We do too, even though they're deep fried and they're the worst time for you.
Yes, but for example, once a month, or I don't know, one time in 6 months, I like to treat myself sometimes.
Yes. I don't know how often do you guys go? Raise your hand if you go once a week to McDonald's here. All right. Raise your hand if you go once a month there.
That's maybe twice a week.
And Ida, we were discussing the other day our customs because I think your culture, your students cook more often at home than maybe ours do. And the reason that ours don't, I think, is because we're so busy with baseball. I mean, just like this time of season, most of our boys are involved in baseball, or our girls are involved in gymnastics. I mean, they're always busy in the afternoon, if that makes sense to you. And I think a lot of us run through the fast food restaurants, or not even fast food, but just eat out. Yes. Eat at restaurants. Because we were talking the other day that most of our families eat out more than we eat at home.
Yes.
What about you all?
I understand everything you said, but I think that obesity and unhealthy lifestyle is not just an American problem. There was a research also in Croatia and showed that also children, how can I say that, also lead a very unhealthy lifestyle because they don't do sports as much as probably kids in the States. We also tend to eat out because we are very, very busy. So we usually go out, not in the restaurants, but yes, sometimes in McDonald's, or we eat cevapi, if you remember. We go to pastry shops and then eat just pastry, which also makes people fat. And I don't know what to say. Yes, we do cook at home. I really have to say we do. And family meals are at home very important for us. But I don't know, as time goes by, we see that our children also prefer fast food than family food or domestic food they eat at home. So I think that that unhealthy lifestyle is really becoming a little problem also here in Croatia.
Todd has a question for you.
Do y'all have Zaxby's or Taco Bell?
No, we don't have Taco Bell. And that first restaurant that you mentioned, we heard about Taco Bell. And there were some intentions to open Taco Bell in Croatia, but I don't know why that didn't happen. I think it will open soon. We heard about Taco Bell from the movies, and Sven is telling me we have Burger King. Is that an American fast food chain?
Oh yeah, unfortunately. Whopper.
Yes, John Boy said the Whopper.
Whopper.
Yeah. So Sven also, do you like to eat in Burger King? He said sometimes, yes. So I also saw on the internet one meal. I think it's from Taco Bell, and I think it's from Mexico. Tacos. Is that a meal?
Yes. We enjoy Mexican quite often. We have several Mexican restaurants in our town. We have two right now within our small town here, and we do get it's tacos and enchiladas, those type of things. So do y'all have that there?
Nachos.
Okay. I also have some other students that would like to read you about some other sites in Croatia, because we are really proud of what we have here. So I have one student that prepared Plitvice. Oh, Brijune. So it's a national park in Croatia, and now she will come here and read you about Brijuni. And then if you have other questions, we would like to answer. So this is Lucia.
Hi.
Or Lucy, and she will read you about Brijuni.
Native name in Croatian language, Nacionalni park Brijuni. The Brijuni or the Brijuni Islands are a group of 14 small islands in the Croatian part of the northern Adriatic Sea, separated from the west coast of the Eastern Peninsula by the narrow Fažana Strait. The largest island, Veliki Brijun, lies 1 mile off the coast. The other islands are Mali Brijun, San Marko, Gaz, Okrugljak, Supin, Supinić, Galija, Grun, Krasnica Vanga, Madona, Versar, Jerolim, and Kozada. Famous for the scenic beauty, the islands are a holiday resort and the Croatian National Park. In 1991, Croatia gained independence and made the Brijuni Islands an international conference center. 4 hotels, Veliki Brijun Islands, were reopened, as well as Safari Park, which holds animals given to President Marshal Josip Broz Tito, such as Sony and Lanka, 2 Indian elephants donated by Indira Gandhi. Almost 100 foreign heads of the state visited Tito on his islands, along with Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton, Sophia Loren, Carlo Ponti, and Gina Lollobrigida. Tito died in 1980, and by 1983, the islands were declared a national park of Yugoslavia.
Okay, thank you. So what actually Lucia said, she read you about a group of islands in Croatia, which are really, really nice. There are several. I didn't even know the names of all the islands. And they're very famous because there is a national park. And as Lucia said, even our president, Yugoslavia's president, before Croatia declared independence, our president went to vacation there. And then he got many presents from other world country leaders. And for example, Tito got an elephant for a present, and a giraffe, and these animals still live there. Yes, there is a zoo on Brijuni, and there is a parrot. Yes, Tito had a parrot. I don't know where from he got it, but there's Tito's parrot, Tito's elephant, and Tito's giraffe. They're still alive there. And many famous people visited Brijuni. For example, Sophia Loren, a very famous actress, Elizabeth Taylor visited Brijuni. And you can, when you visit Brijuni, you can see many photographs of famous people who visited Brijuni. I think that Angelina Jolie also went to Brijuni. She had a theater play there, I think, a couple of summers ago. So famous people obviously like visiting Brijuni. And also, what I wanted to say that before it became national park, so in the ancient times, Brijuni was also a Roman settlement. So Roman people before Christ lived on Brijuni and left us many archaeological artifacts there.
Okay, I got a couple of students with questions.
Definitely.
What do you do in the park?
What do we do in?
He said, what do you do in the park?
In the park, you mean on Brijuni?
Yes.
It's a safari park. So you have small vehicles, something similar on your golf courts. Like, you know, those golf vehicles. And then you can ride with those vehicles around the zoo in the park. And then you can see the animals. You can see the sea. The sea view is very nice. And you can also look at the, yes, look, you are not allowed to feed the animals. You can just look at them. And you can hear about the history of the place also. So it's not really allowed to play baseball or football because it's a national park, but you can just enjoy and ride those small vehicles around the park.
Can you ride horses or hike? Can you ride horses or hike?
No. Yeah, I think there is a possibility you can hike, but you can't ride a horse. You can ride a bicycle, for example. Around those islands, it is allowed to ride bicycle.
Okay, I've got another question for you.
Why did he get an elephant?
Well, our former president of Yugoslavia was, I don't know, a respected leader, I guess, of the country during the Cold War. And other world country leaders thought he's kind of an important guy. So they also think, I don't know, he was very famous. So other leaders just gave him an elephant, from example, from India.
Okay, I got another one.
Okay, so is there another question?
What does he do with elephants?
What did he do? I think he just kept them in the zoo and took care of the elephant. I don't think he played with the elephant. He just, I don't know. You probably can imagine an important country's leader. They like to have many things. So elephant, especially expensive things. So elephant was, I don't know. Yes, it is a bit weird now when I think about it, but I guess he wanted to have expensive and unusual things in his park.
I think that's why we're asking, because that is an unusual gift for us. I mean, if we were to give gifts to our president, it might be jewelry or what now?
Oh,
Or something else, you know, or or land or a vacation home, something like that instead of an elephant. We just didn't know that symbolism for an elephant, if it was important.
Okay. Well, Tito was a very important part of non-alignment movement. I don't know if you learned about it in history classes. So during the Cold War, I think that those country leaders who were the part of non-alignment movement, for example, Indian President Nehru and Nasser. Tito, Nehru, and Nasser were very famous leaders of non-alignment movement. So I think that Indian leaders didn't have anything else to give him except an elephant or an exotic animal. I think it was more like a cultural exchange of a kind. But yes, of course, today, nothing similar could happen. So we also have a president now. Today, Croatia is Democratic Republic. So if we would like to give a present to our president, we would definitely not give her an elephant, but a more appropriate gift. But it was a different time. It was a Cold War, and values in the Cold War were quite different than values of today.
All right, and we're gonna take you to where our government is really housed. Another one of our famous tourist places is Washington, D.C. It's not the state of Washington, it is actually in Virginia, but it's Washington, the District of Columbia, where our president lives in the White House, and that's where we like to go visit often, as often as possible, because they have so many monuments and other places to visit. So I've got a couple students that's going to tell you about that.
Excellent. I have a question before.
Okay.
I think I saw on the TV that in Washington, there is a really huge monument for Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, ma'am, there is.
Oh, yeah.
They have that.
No, I don't have that one.
Oh, you don't? Yes,
No.
yes, you
Yeah,
do.
no,
Yeah, we have a
Lincoln
picture of that.
Memorial.
It's called the Lincoln Memorial.
Okay.
Jack it up a little bit.
Okay. Can you see this?
Right there's the Lincoln Memorial.
Wow, it's great, great.
Hey, what's this? Like the Lincoln Memorial right here, the white marble temple honors our 16th president. Like that, that right there, they built that to honor our president. That's what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah. And his statue, there is a huge statue of Lincoln in the monument. And I'm sure if you've looked at the picture, it's in there. I mean, it is very well known. But they've got some other important things about Washington listed here. Like in the middle is where the president lives, and you'll see a picture of that. You can't really make it out clear, but that is actually President Obama and his wife at the White House.
Yes, I understand that that monument is huge. I seen it in the movies, but I would like to visit Washington one day to see it. To see it by myself, and not only in the movies. And of course, next year during their history classes, my students will learn about Abraham Lincoln, because he's really a famous American president. And they will have to learn a lot actually about them. Sometimes I even give them to write essays about Lincoln. So yes, we know about it. And we also know how White House looks like. So of course, we've seen it in the movies. We also kind of imagine it quite big. I think it's a big, big place.
It is. And our school, our 7th and 8th grade, they go visit Washington every other year. And they go for 4 and 5 days, and they visit everything they can possibly visit in those 4 or 5 days. So it's a real treat that we get to take students to such a great place. But they'll tell you the rest. They've got just a few other facts to share with you.
This building right here is the Supreme Court. It's a courtroom, libraries, and justice chambers are here. And
I would really like to visit library in Washington, for example. I imagine it as a, I don't know, as a temple of knowledge. I would really like to go there.
And this right here is the White House, and that's where the president lives. You know, right there might be a better picture. You might see it. You know.
I messed it wrong.
Somewhere like right there, that's the White House. That's a better picture of it.
What's the better picture?
Well, it's clear.
I read it.
Okay. It takes about 8 hours to get to Washington D.C. And when we get there, we love to try to catch the president, the Lincoln Memorial, and see the glory of the White House. Okay, why do we go to D.C.? To see our country's past and our country's president. No, wait, and adore our country's president.
Okay, we have a couple of questions about Washington here. Sven wanted to know what is that big, how can I say, pillar in front of the White House? So we saw in the movies that there is a White House, then some sort of like a small lake, and then a very, very tall pillar in front of it.
Oh, the Washington skyline?
The Washington.
Where's it at? Oh, Washington Monument.
No, if you'll look right here, I think this is what you're talking about over on the right-hand side. That right there. Yeah, it's the Washington Monument.
So the Washington Monument. Okay, okay. Do you know how high a Washington Monument is?
Ma'am?
Do you know how high the monument is?
No, ma'am.
It's very tall.
Around 250 meters.
I think we can see the Washington Monument on your poster. We can see it now. Do you know how high it is?
About 250 meters.
And we're guessing there. We're not actually sure on that. That's just what we were thinking.
Oh, but that's still very, very high. We will have to finish soon, but I still have one student here. Her name is Ivana, and she's very eager to read you something about our most famous city in Croatia, Dubrovnik. Maybe you heard about it. Dubrovnik is at the South Adriatic coast. It's one of the southest cities here in Croatia. And people usually know it only recently because Game of Thrones was filmed there. So Ivana will now read you a short text about Dubrovnik. And then if you have questions, that would be great.
Dubrovnik is a Croatian city on the Adriatic Sea in the region of Dalmatia. It is one of the most prominent tourist destinations in the Mediterranean, a seaport and the center of Dubrovnik country. Its total population in 42,615. In 1979, the city of Dubrovnik joined the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites.
Yes, so in 1979, Dubrovnik was proclaimed as one of the oldest city in the world, I guess, and it's on the list of World Heritage Sites, so it's protected by the law.
The prosperity of the city of Dubrovnik was historically based on maritime trade. As the capital of the Republic of Ragusa, a maritime republic, the city achieved a high level of development, particularly during in the 50s and 60s centuries. Dubrovnik became notable for its wealth and skilled
diplomacy.
The beginning of modern tourism in Dubrovnik is associated with the construction of the Hotel Imperial in Dubrovnik in 1877. Dubrovnik is among the 10 best preserved medieval world cities in the world. Although Dubrovnik was demilitarized,
yes, it was demilitarized, so it was never used as a military, how can I say, spot or military town.
In the 1970 to protect it from war in 1991 after the breakup of Yugoslavia,
besieged
by the Yugoslav People's Army for 7 months and suffered significant
damage
from shell.
Yes, so it's a really, really old town. It has really high walls. They were all built during medieval times. There is a really big beach near Dubrovnik, or in the Dubrovnik, in the city. And yes, it has a quite tragic destiny, because during the last homeland war we had here, after the breakup of Yugoslavia, Dubrovnik was severely attacked. So there were many refugees from Dubrovnik. The walls were also attacked by planes and by different kind of bombs, but we still renovated it, we renewed it, and it's still very, very beautiful. It's how can I say? It's a maritime trade city. So trade is the basis of Dubrovnik's economy, and Dubrovnik throughout the medieval times traded with Spain, with Venice, and with Middle East. So with exotic goods.
Okay. What is something that you all consider exotic in trading?
Excuse me, I didn't hear the last question.
What is something that you all trade that you truly value as exotic?
For example, we think that exotic goods is perfumes, silk, or exotic spices. For example, that's what we think that exotic goods are, especially in the medieval ages. Silk, perfumes, I don't know, yes, spices or exotic drinks, for example. That was very famous. Those goods are very famous in the Dubrovnik's trade.
Y'all's English is good.
Did you hear what Luke said?
He said something about our language.
He said your English was very good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ivana is smiling. Their English teacher said that they could do better. But yes, I also agree. They are still a little bit shy, but I think they speak English quite well. And yes, they have a really important questions for the end. Do you have Starbucks?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
Oh, yes, mine.
Well, some of us really love Starbucks.
I'm not allowed to drink it. I get too hyper.
Did you hear what Carson said?
No, excuse me, I was talking to Sven because he has more questions. So please.
Carson?
I'm not allowed to have Starbucks. That place gets me too hyper.
Okay. So you're not allowed to go there?
No.
Well, he's not. That's a personal decision with their parents, of course, but some of us, raise your hand if you drink Starbucks.
Well, if I get enough money to drink it.
Yeah.
Well, don't be sad. My students told me now that we don't have Starbucks here in Zagreb, but they are, how can I say that? They are cheering up for for Starbucks. They want Starbucks to open also in Zagreb. And Sven wanted to know what other drinks you like to drink. Is it only, I don't know, Coca-Cola, or what are your favorite drinks? What do you drink, for example, during the lunch?
Jasmine. Jasmine's going to answer that for you.
Juice and milk.
Well, they are offered here at the school with their lunches. They are offered only juice and milk
And water.
and water,
And propel.
but that's not their favorite. Their favorite, Luke, is soda.
Sweet tea, yes.
Sweet tea.
Okay, I think that's very good that you only have milk and juices. For example, here in our school, we have a school canteen, and you can buy Coca-Cola, for example. I don't think that's very good, because sometimes students drink Coke, and then they become, how can I say, very energetic. They drink a lot of sugar in Coke. So sometimes they're just hyperactive after drinking Coke or Fanta or something like that.
We, in our schools, in the middle school and high school, at one point we had soda machines in our building where they could purchase those at any time. They took those out probably 5 years ago or more, because of the same thing that you're speaking of, because they would choose to drink soda over the milk or water or things like that. Now, we do offer Propel, which is a flavored water that they can purchase, or Gatorades. They can purchase those, but they are a little healthier.
About Gatorade. I heard about Gatorade. I think it's green.
We actually have different flavors of Gatorade. There's orange and red. Yeah, every color.
After this conversation, I will definitely talk to my principal and tell him that schools in the States don't have Coke and Coca-Cola anymore. So I will also make a suggestion that we ban Coke from the schools because it's too sweet.
I would not suggest that. For real. We won't is what they're not. Tell them we'll take the machines.
Yeah, they would love to have it here, so they're very jealous.
It's too sweet, and I don't know. Kids just have too much energy from it, and they even ruin their teeth, and I don't know. It's not a good drink. Water and milk, that's much, much better.
Do you notice my student in the back writing on my board?
Yes, a little bit. I was wondering if he wanted to send us a message or something.
I'm going to let him explain to you what he was writing. He's very shy.
Okay.
Anson.
We're gonna wait till you stand up. We're gonna.
He's really shy. He was.
I would like to know what he wanted to write to us, but I can't see it. We can see it here, so maybe if he can just explain it in a couple of words, we would be very, very happy.
He wrote, "Please help," because he would like the sodas and things in our school. Is that what you're writing? Okay. He's just very shy.
Okay, my students were waving to your shy student. They wanted to support him because they also like to drink Coca-Cola. So there is another wave coming from Croatia. Wave a little bit.
Wave.
Now we really have to go. Now we really have to go because the next class they are having is religion class. So we will say goodbye for now to you. Thank you for talking to us. Bye. See you soon. Bye bye.